Hopefully this particular chapter will be shorter than the other one. That in the previous chapter we hit 14 minutes. I would try to keep it shorter than 5 in this one. And the information that we are going to talk about is the long history of success on profitmonk.com newsletter. Now, let me give you full disclosure here. This particular data uh, that you see right from 2002 all the way to 2016, um, these are not the actual trades that were made, but this is done using the algorithm developed in last let's say about 4 years, between 2013 to 2016. So that algorithm is back tested on the market data, and every single piece of information, every single piece of idea that came out of it is available on the web page for you to check. And that's the same algorithm that we continue to use for our live advice. So having that out of the way, how does it look like? So this chart is quite easy to follow. The red line is S&P 500 returns from 2002 all the way to end of 2016. The green line is one particular strategy, Swing Plus, and the orange line is Milestone Plus. In all scenarios, the starting investment is assumed to be 20,000 US dollars. So S&P 500 is not too hard to follow. It started at $20,000 here. It went up, and then there was a crash in 2008, and then it's been going up consistently since then. But in effect, this point right here corresponds to right about, I would say, $60,000 or $70,000. So that's the return that you have got on S&P 500 if you had invested in 2002 and stayed with it. On the other hand, on Swing Plus, which is the green color bar, it snakes up and continues to snake up and continues to snake up, and then there is a drop in 2008, and we will discuss about that for both of them. And then it makes a lot of improvements in this region from 2011 2012 onwards to 2013, and that's the same for the Milestone Plus orange line as well. So we will discuss both of these parts, but let's first look at the performance in 2008 crash. So this doesn't seem so bad, because if you look at the green bar, it started at right here. Let me use some lines and arrows. So let's say somewhere here, if I draw a line, this seems to be right around 140 150k, and by the time you reach this point, I think you are probably about 130k or something like that. So the drop is not as drastic as for example the drop that you see in S&P 500, and we'll spend a little bit of time on, as this is the S&P 500 drop. So we'll spend a little bit of time on how that happens or why that happens for Profit Monk advice. But before that, you should also look at these two numbers. Okay, so for two algorithms that we are talking about, and then there will be more algorithms and strategies coming out in the newsletters, but for this particular lesson, let's look at just the Swing Plus. So there were total 1,811 trades made from 2002 all the way to 2016. For another strategy, there were 1,782 trades made. So these are two separate strategies. Keep that in mind. Swing Plus and Milestone Plus are two totally different algorithms, and and both of these are working on a different code base and analysis, etc. Um, let me give you a brief overview here. Back to the web page. So Swing Plus is right here. This particular page, it's the internet connection seems to be slow right now, but this is the Swing Plus page. This is the Milestone Plus page. So these two are totally different algorithms, and the success history that I'm talking about is right here. So you see the gains on Swing Plus and gains on Milestone Plus. So you can go to the web page, click the link, and you will get to the Swing Plus page, and this is what we were basically talking about. Now the key thing is what happens under the graph. So look at the table here. Again, we have given you some idea about what each of these columns mean. They are self-explanatory to a certain extent. Date of buy to open, date of sell, option symbol, target sell price, stop loss, and then what was the result. Now keep in mind, we used a very conservative stop loss for all this data for about 35%, but every single trade, every single one of these 1811 trades are available here, right from 2002 at the bottom all the way to 2016, and for every single trade you get your final information. So for example, in this trade the profit was say 59%, in this trade the loss was 4%, and if you go down you will see big profits here and here and here, and losses. So totally transparent information available for you to make your own decision. And then this is for Swing Plus, then you have the same information available for Milestone Plus as well. Okay, so I think that's long enough. We have hit 7 minutes on this video, so see you in the next chapter.